left to drive down to the south of France.
From what I'd seen online, the French had a great selection of used boats. So after more than 5 hours of driving, I pulled into La Grande Motte.
I've just arrived here. It's about 5 o'clock. And it's pretty impressive. There's boats everywhere. And it's warm. It's really nice and warm here. It's incredible. I've just called up this gentleman, Michel. He apparently lives here on a boat, 60-foot catch, and he's going to meet me here in his parking lot. He said, "Hey, are you near the Pyramid Building?" And I guess this is the Pyramid Building, and so he's going to come and meet me and give me some pointers, some suggestions, and he's curious about my project.
A very good friend of mine suggested I meet his friend Michel, who's been living on this 60-foot catch for years.
Alors ça c'est un comment?
He suggested I look at the Killier 5033, a motor sailor fit to sail with a powerful 50 horsepower diesel engine, 2 cabins, and very comfortable to live on.
Avec un ami, là, on est en train de regarder un bateau entre de 35 pieds.
He was also very sure I needed a vessel that is at least 32 foot in length to best navigate the Mediterranean and wherever else I want to go. Michel is nearly 80 years old, 79 and a half, he says. He's sailed all over the world and really knows what he's talking about. He guided me around the marina, pointing out different boats that would meet my needs, as well as opportunities that could be advantageous, like this boat, which seemed forgotten and in good shape.
Apparently this boat is a possibility. So the people next door here said this guy is not feeling well and he's got to sell his boat. Apparently this thing sailed all over the Greek Isles. Could be a good boat. Looks like an 11 meter, maybe 36 foot or something. Okay, maybe not.
He also seemed to know better what I needed than I did. To be quite honest, I did not really know what I wanted and was even more clueless of what I needed.
Yesterday I had the incredible pleasure of hanging out with Michel Dier. He is 80 years old and shit, I can't believe it. He told me his story about how he crossed the Atlantic and then went through the Panama and then ended up crossing the entire Pacific to New Caledonia. It took him 3 months to deliver a boat. This is Palavas-les-Flots. It's on the Mediterranean coast. I'm going to check out my first boats here. It's definitely a maritime little community. There's kids over there getting ready to sail on their Optimists. It's, I guess it's vacation time for the French.
Showed me a 36-foot Jeannot Sundance. Very nice boat. Clean cockpit with all the winches and cleats on the roof. But I could just stand up. Barely. Being tall in this instance is not an advantage. It had 3 cabins, a V-berth in the bow, closet, the galleys on the port side, and just aft is the navigation table. Perfect for me to screw down a computer for editing films. It has a big salon and 2 large aft cabins, each with a bathroom. The 30 horsepower Yanmar motor is in the center of the boat, which allows room in the stern for the cabins.
Well, I just saw a really cool boat, and I could really picture myself living in that boat. Mr. Emmanuel Paton was very, very nice, very gracious. He thinks I can make an offer around 35,000 euros.
so that is a possibility. Now I'm going to Cap d'Agde to see some other boats at a place called Palavas-les-Flots du Vent. This is the marina of Cap d'Agde. I am here checking out another boat, and I just walked into a seller who's going to show me a gypsy ketch. Ketch meaning it has 2 masts. But it's pretty amazing that I could actually live here. I could live here on my boat amongst all these boats, these people here, and once you pay for your mooring all year long, basically you've paid your rent. You've got electricity and water, that's all included. So you get to pay for your phone and internet. My objective is to become a solid seaworthy sailor, to learn and be one with my vessel for the winter months before I sail for the open waters. Starting off in the south of France is ideal for me. Plus, I speak the language. Look at a melody. David was very professional and knowledgeable. He explained details of the boat which were new to me. I am a novice sailor at best. Here's a 3-speed winches, explained a transferable stay for a storm jib. You unlock the stay from the port side, clamp it to the center of the deck, send off your storm jib. Then there's the survival life raft, which is under the cockpit bench. According to David, it's pretty useless to have it there if you need to get at it and throw it overboard. Apparently the thing weighs about 40 kilos, and by the time you get it out, it may already be too late. He thinks it's pointless to have it under there. There is one important criteria for me.
Very important for me to be able to stand up. 1978 Melody.
This boat had more headroom than a Sundance, 2 cabins, galley, etc. It also had a 30 horsepower Yanmar engine, which had been recently serviced. But David explained some basic boat buying rules. When you make an offer, it's under reserve that the engine is functioning properly. Under reserve, the hull is solid. So on and so on. He says he would not buy a boat without getting a surveyor's opinion. It's worth a few €100 for inspection when you're going to spend several thousand.
This boat is another possibility. It's a gypsy 37 foot ketch. Pretty huge. It's in pretty good condition. 1978. Needs a little bit of cosmetic work inside, which I could deal with, but it's a boat that could probably cruise, go around the world. Amazing. I'm loving this. What comes with the boat is a parking spot here in this parking lot, bathrooms, garbage, and showers that are cleaned. And look at that, I'm right next to the beach, right over there. I like that boat. In fact, every time I see a boat, I like it. It's going to be a very tough decision, but this one is a good deal. I guess I can take that boat off the list. It's just been sold. She just told me now, and the owners just accepted, I guess, an offer, and it's been sold. So I guess I'm going to have to look at other boats.
She had a nice selection of boats, so she showed me 3. First, a Gypsy Gin Fizz Ketch. Then we went to see a Gypsy Masters 34. We couldn't visit for long as the owner's grandson was living aboard. It was another good option, and the price of €30,000 was negotiable. Plenty of headroom, 2 cabins. I like it. But it had some elements missing, such as a Genoa cell and a VHF radio due to some romantic dispute.
This back here is a First 35 designed by Philippe Starck, the famous French designer. I think the interior and everything is really cool. It's got a kind of cool design. It's a bit more racy, a bit more modern, but one thing that's great is I can stand up in it fully. Needs some work, needs to be checked out, but it's definitely a good deal. It's €30,000. I could probably get a deal on it.
Trying to find the naval yard where there's boats for me to look at. I think I've made it. Looks like there's an awful lot of boats here. My last day, I went to Martigues, near Marseille. This was the location of a dry dock with lots of boats to visit very easily in one location.
Apparently, you can come here and live here on your boat while it's in dry dock. So I could come here, live on my boat, fix it up until I'm ready to take it out to sea. And when you live here, you have showers, bathrooms, electricity, apparently even internet. And it cost, get this, it would cost like $1,000 a year. Okay, so I live in a boat and I can park my car here and everything and live here in the south of France for a while. So I get my boat ready and sail on off.
Here we're in MARITIMA-COURTAGE, a dry dock boatyard managed by Jean-Marc.
And obviously he's got a lot of boats here that are dried. So he's given me the keys and a ladder to go check out a couple boats that are in my budget, in my size. And we're gonna go see a Neptune 94 and a Dufour 36 or 38, I think. That are in my price range. And so I'm gonna grab my ladder here. This is a Neptune 94. So, interesting about this thing, this boat is only 15,000 euros. So, let's see what we get for 15,000 euros. Probably not the same as what you get for 39,000 euros, but nonetheless, let's have a look. Probably need to change things like this. These are right. Okay. If you wanted to, you could climb up all the way up the mast. Now.
This Neptune is an interesting option for me. It's only 15,500 euros. It needs a lot of work, but I could do all the renovations at the dry dock with a great selection of professionals, which would also allow me to learn valuable boat knowledge. Interesting.
Certainly like this cabin here. This is really cool. Great cabin here. Cool boat. Now let's check out the motor. Water problem here is something to consider. So I see why it's 15 grand. It's too bad. Interesting boat, but boy, does it? This baby needs some work. I don't know if I could do this. I want to make sure that the steel bolts are okay. This looks a little concerning here. I don't know what that is. This is a Dufour. As you can see, it's got a good amount of headroom here, which is really practical, really nice. I fit out the cabin up front and I can lay down in there comfortably. It's big enough for my 6'2" frame. Now, the only problem with this boat, it's only got one cabin. But it's got the only what they call the cercueil or coffin area where you could sleep. I mean, I could crash out here if my brother came. He could crash out in the front with his girlfriend. It's got a nice galley. It looks in pretty good shape. You keep hearing the bilge pump going on and off by itself. It's got a good amount of sails. Nice quarter spot, and love the office area here. Take a look at the engine. Looks pretty clean. Pretty good. Looks like some big fucker. This is a Contest 34 foot. As you can see, I can stand up. It's a Dutch-made boat. Contest are pretty well-reputed boats. They're solid boats. The Dutch make some pretty good boats, and since they're tall, obviously they made a tall cabin for a tall dude like me.
This Contest is in really great shape, ready to sail and obviously ready to live in. The 39,500 euro price tag reflects the difference from the Neptune at 15,000 or so.
Cool boat. It's the thing here so that when you're sailing, you don't fall over. A nice Nice desk area to work on. I have a head and shower here. We'll take the GoPro to have a look at the cabins because it's got a wide angle lens and you get a better perspective of things. I'm now, as you can see, in the aft cabin. More than enough room here. This is 39,500 euros. You can definitely see the difference. And wow, there's the engine compartment here. This Contest is a very nice boat. I could picture myself in this boat. It's big, got a lot of room, a lot of storage. This is the kind of boat you can live in. Definitely my preferred possibility here. Nice big boat. A Contest. Ready to go. Ready to sail the world actually. It's big enough.
The last boat I saw was another Gypsy Gin Fizz Ketch, like the one that was sold yesterday. The center cockpit is deep and comfortable, which makes it safe and reassuring. The aft cabin is separate, good to put the guest in you may have come along with you. And at $25,000, it's also a possibility.
Alright, let's check out this Gin Fizz. When I take my shoes off, I think I can walk with it. Just a little tight in height. The head. Cool. Lots of light. So these are old-fashioned Gin Fizz. Fizz is just limit. The charts here. Here's the galley, nice and dry. Looks a little. I think it's time to head back to Switzerland. It's worth looking at this boat, but no. And this is what a keel looks like, and when they mean to make sure your keel bolts are working. Because if your keel falls off, you're pretty much up Schitt's Creek. So I think we're gonna head back. Go thank Jean-Marc. Merci Jean-Marc. So I think I'm done with my research of boats here in France. Finished up with Martigues, which was very interesting because there are a naval yard, and as you can see, there are a lot of boats for sale. Lots of possibilities for people like me who want to just fuck off and get blown around the world.
Now, I only have one regret. Right next to the Neptune was this Killier 5033, the boat style and category that best fits my needs. I may have to come back here, and I certainly will come back to the south of France. That's all part of my Winded Voyage, so stay tuned.